Hello guys, and welcome back to Coloring with Haley. It's a nice rainy January day here, so I'm getting some filming done. You might possibly be able to hear the rain in the background, especially if it would pick up here again like it was earlier. So if you kind of hear a noise in the background, it's just the rain. But today I'm going to be doing a completed book flip through of Whimsy Girl Celebrate the Holidays. This book is super shiny, so it's really reflective, and I apologize for that. But I have completed the book, or at least completed it in my own terms. This book is a book with duplicate images, though of course we all know Hannah Lynn does one that's more difficult and one that's easier, and I'm not someone that typically colors duplicate images ever in a book, even though these do have a slight variation, so I'm saying it's done. Maybe at some point in the future I will go back and maybe I'll be like, ooh, I really want to color the Easter one, the version that I didn't color. As of right now, though, I can't see myself doing that, so I'm going to say this book is completed. We've got our little tabs here that show us all the pictures in the book, which when I was looking at this, when I first agreed to do this challenge, I couldn't imagine actually completing all of them, and actually completing them on time too. I was never behind a month, which I'm proud of myself for that as well. So let's get right into it. We started out with New Year's, and I did the simpler version. I want to say probably because there were a lot of buildings on the more difficult version. You guys know that I'm not a fan of coloring buildings. But I did some non-traditional New Year's colors. Everyone kind of does black and gold and silver. I went with purple and yellow. I don't really know why or what I was thinking back in January of last year. I guess I just thought that purple and yellow would look good. I think it looks fine. I'm happy with it. And I did use a little bit of glitter here on her jewelry and on her hat. You can see that up there and down there. And some white paint on her champagne glass. Next up, we went with the Super Bowl, and I ended up doing the Kansas City Chiefs because that's like the only football team I know, guys. I don't watch football. I don't care about football, but grew up in a family where my dad always rooted for the Kansas City Chiefs. That was always his favorite team, so I guess by association, that's my favorite team. So I ended up doing this like at the beginning of February, before I even knew that the Chiefs were actually getting into the Super Bowl, because like I said, I don't follow it. I don't watch it. I didn't know until they won the Super Bowl that they were even in the thing. So it actually ended up working really good because they did win, and it was like, oh wow, I colored this so well because they won, and it's like nice. And I am really happy with how this page turned out. I thought this page was super cute. This was the more difficult version because the simpler version didn't really, I don't know, there was not a lot of difference to me. There it is. And I actually did look up some merch to color this, kind of like some of the stuff the Chiefs actually sell, and I really love how my popcorn down here turned out. And there is just a little bit of glitter on like the bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, which is what I made them. You can kind of see there if it will show up. That's all the glitter that I did. And there's a little bit of paint highlights on like the orange soda back here and in her eyes, and that's it. I didn't really do a lot of highlighting on this page. Next up, we had the Chinese New Year, and I have to say, this is my favorite page in the book that I did. I really love how my Chinese New Year page turned out. I love my dragon, the lanterns. I used red and yellow colors all throughout this. That's kind of her outfit there. And then I used it on the lanterns. I used it on the confetti back here. I'm proud of myself for doing the more difficult one. I really wanted to do the easier one, but I thought, I don't know, I just thought this one looked so much nicer with the whole dragon and the confetti everywhere. And it ended up, yeah, it's one of my favorites for sure. I love how my dragon came out. He is done up in a ton of glitter. His scales, the outside of them are glittery, and then these decorations sort of on the inside of, I don't know if there's sort of like feathers or fins there on the side of his head, but that's done in gold glitter, and her outfit has gold glitter detail on the flowers. I love this page so much. This one turned out really, really well. And there's just a little bit of white paint in her eyes and on her lips there. Definitely my favorite in the whole book for sure. Next up, we had Valentine's Day, and I did the more difficult one, and I made a decision in this book to not color the kind of very, very light gray lines that Hannah Lynn had here in the background. I decided just not to color those in, just to leave them be. You guys know I'm not someone that really does backgrounds anyway, so it kind of made sense for me to make that decision. And I'm still happy with that decision looking at the finished book. I think it still looks fine. but I used a lot of course, pink and red on this one. And some glitter is back there on that candy. And there is some white paint here as well. It's on the highlights that Hannah Lynn did on the balloons and in the girl's eyes. And I think this one turned out really cute as well. Next up we had, this is the Rio Carnival, right? I'm gonna have to look at this one. Yeah, this is the Rio Carnival. And I actually ended up doing the simpler version of this one. I think by far in the book I did more of the difficult pages than I did the simple pages, but there were a few ones where I just wanted to do the simple ones. And I'm happy with how this turned out as well. I turned her outfit here, the wings in the back, into a monarch butterfly. So I did all of these white dots in paint because the monarch butterflies have these white spots on their wings. And then I did her in super bright colors. I actually think I might have used neon markers because all of the videos and pictures I've seen from the Rio Carnival, the ladies that are dancing are dressed up in like super, super bright colors, and I wanted to capture that. And of course, she's also done up in glitter because their outfits are sparkly, so glitter all over her outfit there. And next up we had St. Patrick's Day. Again, I didn't color the light stuff in the background, so I ended up really just coloring the girl and the clovers. And this one ended up being like a super quick picture, but I am happy with how it turned out. A lot of different shades of green on here. Did her with orange hair. I tried to do freckles on this picture because it kind of looks like she has freckles. I didn't do the freckles again because I didn't like how it turned out. Looks a little bit more like she kind of has acne than freckles with how I did it, but that's alright. She's fine. So I just didn't do freckles again. And then her pot of gold is done in like gold glitter. So next up we have my second favorite picture in the book, and this is Mardi Gras. And I love how my Mardi Gras page turned out. I used the traditional Mardi Gras colors with the green, the purple, and the yellow, and that's even back here in the confetti. Like, that was my whole color palette. I picked a green, I picked a yellow, and I picked a purple, and I used the whole, just that on the image, minus the, you know, skin and hair color, of course. And I love how she turned out. She is super cute, and I did do glitter on this as well. It's on the mask here, and on the beads. I kind of did a random pattern on the beads. Like, this one was 3 marker beads, and then 1 glitter, and then 3, and then 1 glitter. This one was 1 marker, 1 glitter, 1 marker, 1 glitter. This one was 2 markers, 1 glitter, 2 markers, 1 glitter, you know. I sort of chose like a random variation in patterns there just to kind of add interest to that. And then you can see the glitter on her mask as well. And of course, I also even made the glitter gold, purple, and green. I just wanted to continue using that color scheme throughout. And yeah, definitely my second favorite picture in the book. Just in love with this one. Her skin color turned out really, really nice too, and it looks super nice against the colors that I chose. Very happy with this one. And then next up we had Easter, which I chose to do the more difficult one on this one as well. We've got our little children back here looking for Easter eggs. We've got our girl in the front who has, of course, found like the big prize basket, and I did red tulips. I wasn't sure exactly if these were supposed to be part of the trees or clouds, but I left them white like they were clouds. I just couldn't make up my mind. Occasionally you will see me do white fur like this with the white paint around it, and occasionally you'll see me not do it. So for this picture I chose not to. And I did spill something on her glove. This is way back in April, so I have no clue what it was. I was probably drinking a soda or juice up here when I was coloring this and spilled a little bit of it. But this does have glitter on it as well. The big ribbon right there that's on her basket is done up in glitter. And there is actually regular gel pens on here as well. I did the eggs with gel pen. I had a lot of fun doing the eggs, decorating them like you would real eggs. And then there's a little bit of white gel pen on these balloons in the background. But I'm really happy with how this picture turned out, and I tried to use some... I didn't have the pastel markers at this point, so I tried to kind of come up with my own pastel-y colors, and I used this pink, baby blue, and yellow, and even did her lipstick yellow, which I actually really liked. Alright, so we have, like... This was baby shower, not Mother's Day, right? Yeah, this was baby shower. And I did the simplified version of this one, and I am still happy with how it turned out. A lot of people went with either like solid blue or solid pink for their baby shower, and I was like, I don't want to do that, I want to be different, so I just did a bunch of different colors for mine. And again, I spilled something. I don't know what I was doing in April. I have no idea. Clearly, I was up here with food and drinks, and I shouldn't be. So I spilled something on that present. But you can see that for this one, I actually did do the lace with the white gel pen. And there's just a tiny bit of glitter on the ribbon that's on her arm there. And I'm really happy with how my baby blocks turned out. I don't know why. I'm just so happy with how those turned out. And then we had May Day. And I remember being very, very happy with this one. I would say it's probably my third favorite out of the book. I don't celebrate May Day, and I had to look it up when I colored this page. It was like not something I've ever seen celebrated here, and I kind of colored this page like the horror movie Midsummer, because they're actually celebrating like a holiday very similar to May Day in that movie. So that's what I got the idea from this for, and I really love how it turned out. I think I captured it. There's like this scene with Florence Pugh standing there with the flower crown in her hair and the white dress, and she's smiling, and that's what I kind of like based this off of, was the flower crown that she has on and the dress that she has on in that scene, and it turned out really, really good, I think. And then I did the ribbons on the pole back here. I did them in pink, yellow, and blue, but when the ribbons kind of start to spread out down here, I did them in glitter, just to kind of add a little bit of color to the scene, and I'm really happy with how this one turned out. This is the more difficult version. So there's my like horror-based page out of here. And then we have Mother's Day. Yeah, this was Mother's Day. And I did the simpler version because the more difficult version had a lot of pattern going on for like the wallpaper and the pillows, and I am just not a pattern person. It's just not me. So I did the simplified version here with the mom having breakfast in bed. And I used white paint on her shirt and on the whipped cream here, and there's a little bit of glitter on the silverware and on like the little card that the kids made. Let me see if I can kind of show that. There we go. And a little bit of gel pen like on the baby's pacifier. But yeah, I think this page turned out cute. I like how the mom turned out. And then we have graduation. And I like how this one turned out as well. I'm probably going to say that about all the pictures because I don't think I colored one in here that I inherently disliked. For this one, I kind of went crazy with the hair colors of people in the back. Like you can see some people have like bright blue hair. I just thought it was fun. I know that a lot of people I go to college with have dyed their hair different colors, so she even has like purple hair. And there is glitter, of course. Some of the tassels on the hats back here are glittery, but it's such a small space, I'm not really sure if the camera will really even catch it. Then we had a wedding page, and again I did the more difficult version of this one. I did leave the dress white and kind of do a little bit of like shading on it with marker because I don't know, I feel like everyone also thinks that like the traditional wedding dress color is white, and it felt weird to do it any other color. I mean, of course, a lot of people around here do get married in like orange or camo wedding dresses, so you can use whatever color wedding dress you want, but I just felt like the traditional white was what I wanted to go with. And then I made the trees like wisteria trees, but they could have been weeping willows too. And I kind of wanted to carry that down here into the flowers that she was holding as well with the red roses. Then we had the simple 4th of July page again. Didn't do the stuff in the background and kind of tried to do the freckles one last time before I ended up giving up on it and being like, I don't like how it looks. So really simple page here with red, white, and blue, and I did her with light skin color and kind of orange hair, and our little sparkler here is done in glitter. Then we had a birthday page, which was earlier for my birthday, but I did want to continue to color the pages in order. I really thought about saving this for October to do on my birthday, and I just decided, I want to get it done in order. So, here we go. Here's our birthday girl. I did pink and purple as kind of the color scheme for the birthday, and I think it turned out good. I used gel pen on the candles here, and I used purple paint to outline the icing here, and I used glitter on the hearts down here and on the fire on the candles. There's a couple of places of glitter on the ribbons. There's some on her as well, and a little bit of white paint on the highlights in the balloons. And I did go with the simplified version of this one because the more difficult version, as you can see, had a lot of detail on the cake, and I just wasn't feeling it then. I'll be right back. Give me just a second. Okay, I'm back, and we'll go on with the pages. We had like a Comic-Con page here, and I'm really happy with this one as well. Probably my fourth favorite one. I didn't color them like any super specific characters, but I guess she kind of looks like Cinderella, and I kind of got Sailor Moon vibes from this girl here. Although, again, I didn't really make them any specific characters in particular. I did do kind of crazy hair, and I gave her kind of crazy eyes because a lot of people at the Comic-Con, they put in these like crazy contacts, and so that's what I did with her eyes. And there is, of course, glitter on here. She's got glittery makeup, glitter here on her outfit. She's got glittery jewelry, glitter back here, glitter on like this scepter thing that she's holding. One of the pages that has like a lot of glitter in it in here. And I used just a little bit of white paint. It's a little bit hard to see. There's like a painting displayed here on the background, probably for sale. And I did use white paint on the clouds in that. Next we had the Quinceanera, and Quinceanera is sort of like a Mexican coming-of-age girls' birthday party, like a sweet 16 for young Mexican girls. And I used the same color schemes I did for the other birthday. I don't even think I noticed that when I colored this. I used the purple and pinks. And I even used purple and pinks on the confetti in the background. Except I know I used gel pen for that because some of the confetti, as you can see, is glittery. And so is the makeup in her tiara. Not the makeup, the jewelry in her tiara. There we go. But this one turned out also really, really cute. And then we get to Halloween, and I did the more difficult picture for Halloween as well. This is my Scarecrow girl. I did her like she's got on Scarecrow face paint because I thought she might paint her face up. And I've got my little cat girl over here, and she's got a glittery spider on her shoulder. I don't know if the spider is supposed to be part of her costume or if a spider just climbed on her, but I did him in glitter. And I did the inside of the jack-o'-lanterns in glitter too to make it seem like they are actually glowing. This one doesn't want to show the glitter, but you can see it really well on the one in front of the Scarecrow girl there. And I did use a little bit of white paint to do her fluffy collar, and I made these Tootsie Rolls, so I wanted to do the white label on those. This page turned out phenomenal as well. Really like it, really like it. And then up next we have Dios de los Muertos, which is Day of the Dead. And I did the simple version of this one. And I used a lot of paint and a lot of glitter and a lot of gel pens on this one, especially for her face paint and the skull down here as well. So let's see if we can see all that glitter on her and on the skull down here. Can you see that down there? He's super glittery as well. And also on the flames on the candles. It's something I like to do is do the flames in glitter. And then I outlined a whole bunch of this stuff in paint because I got new Posca paint pens in October. So this was with the new pink color, this was with the new blue color, there's some green on here. I did all of the little offerings, I guess, down here. The food, the fruits, the flowers. Really happy with how this turned out. I like how the flowers in her hair turned out especially, and I like the hair color I picked. It's kind of like a dark bluish green color rather than being a solid black. And I really like that. Next up we had the Macys Day Parade. Always a parade that I used to watch on TV as a kid. And this was the one where my marker ran out on her face. So I just recolored her face and neck completely in a different color, a darker color, because I thought it would kind of hide where my marker ran out, but it ended up being a little bit splotchy there, but that's alright. And there is paint on this, paint on the fringe of her bandana and on the pom-pom on her hat. It's back here on the white part of the turkey. It's on the highlights and the balloons. They've got glitter here as well. It's on her sweater. It's on some of these balloons back here. Really thrilled with this one. Again, I like the Macys Day Parade, nostalgic for me, and it turned out really cute. Then I did the simplified version of our Thanksgiving family dinner. I almost said Thanksgiving parade again. And I did kind of like a mixed blended family because I wanted to showcase a bunch of different girls in this book. You know, I wanted to do girls from around the world celebrating all different holidays. So I did a nice blended family. We've got Grandma and Mom and the daughter here. And there's a little bit of white paint on Grandma's glasses and on like the whipped cream on our funky Jell-O dessert down here. And there's a little bit of white paint highlights on a few things as well. And just a little bit of glitter on Grandma's glasses, on the rims of her glasses, and the girls' jewelry. There wasn't really anything here to me that I wanted to put glitter on, but I am happy with how buttery my mashed potatoes look. They look super good. And then we come to Hanukkah. And this was the first time I've ever colored a Hanukkah page. I'm glad that Hannah Lynn included Hanukkah in here because I just never see any Hanukkah coloring pages. And I know there's a lot of people out there that celebrate it. I know there's got to be an overlap of Jewish colorists in there somewhere. So it was fun to have a Hanukkah page. This one also has a lot of glitter. The party decorations, of course, they're all done up in glitter. And once again, the candles also are done in glitter. And I stuck with a blue and silver color palette for this whole picture because those are the colors that I associate with Hanukkah. You can even see glitter on her outfit here. And on the food down here, I cannot pronounce this dessert. I'm not going to try, but I did do the white powdered sugar on it, and I used a little bit of paint on the dreidels down here as well. Next up, we have the gingerbread decoration going on here, little house. This one was really cute as well. And again, a lot of glitter. The more I got into Christmas, the more glitter you're going to see because I like doing my Christmas decorations super, super glittery. So, the tree has a ton of glitter on it, on what I thought were the lights on the tree. Her apron got glittery Christmas trees. We got glitter on the ribbon on the girl's dress. You can kind of see it as I'm turning the page there. And then I ended up using a lot of Milky Pop gel pen to do like the icing on the house here, the candies, all the peppermint, the little gingerbread men. That was all my Milky Pop gel pens, which don't get used all that much. They kind of get used for little details like that, but they look really nice on little details. And then I did the simple version of the 12 Days of Christmas because, whew, that more difficult version is like a lot. So, I did the little hens like hens that we used to have when we raised chickens. We had Rhode Island red hens, and I cannot remember what the big black hens were. But I know that we had 6 of each. And I used white gel pen on her gloves and on the fur on her dress and on the partridge here, which I had to look up what a partridge looked like. I've never seen one before. I don't even know if we have those here. And then, of course, glitter. And the golden rings back here are glittery, as is the outfits that the little chickens are wearing. I like matched the hat and the like glittery ribbons together, and I think it turned out super cute. And then there's a glitter on the girl's dress too. But this page for me was like more about having fun with the animals. And then last but not least, we have the actual Christmas Day page with the 2 girls exchanging presents. And pretty much this entire time in this book, I've used like natural hair colors except for that New Year's page. And so for this one, I kind of had fun and just went with some funky hair colors, and it turned out really good. This page also probably has the most glitter out of any page because I did every single Christmas light strung up here in the background in glitter because it sort of makes the Christmas lights look like they are on. And also you can see the glitter on this girl's dress here as well. You can see glitter on everything in this picture. It's so shiny. And I did use the Sparkle Pop gel pens on this page as well to do the decoration that Hannah Lynn had on the wrapping paper on the gifts. These are little Christmas trees, and these are little dots, and this had stripes on it. And it was just easier to use the gel pen to do that than it was to use markers for me. So, that is 25 pictures out of Whimsy Girls Celebrate the Holidays and Festive Occasions. That is the whole book completed. Thank you guys so much for watching my completed book flip through.